If you want a personal reading, go to lynntarotreadings@gmail.com.
Well, hi, everybody. It's just crazy old me. Oh, gee. So I guess I just turned Rachel off halfway through. I guess they found out who was in back of all those. All right, you got this all written down here. All, I guess they found out who was in back of all those state electors filing false bills. Not like any of us were surprised, but also none of us seem surprised. At least I'm not too shocked that it appears they're not going to do nothing about it. That they're going to let these people skate because of the way Mike Pence worded his words, according to the Rachel show. He worded it different than the other vice president, which keeps them from going back in and suing them. I'm sure a good lawyer could get around that if there was such a thing as a good lawyer out there. Now, we have to manifest. We have to manifest like crazy. And I did hear some good news about that election in Florida that they put off for so long in a Democratic district where she went in and just kicked his ass. She won by 60%. This is in Florida. So that's a good sign that just maybe these corporate news people don't know what the F they're talking about. So that's a good sign. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that things are going to change. I think they're going to change because a lot of people are going to get indicted. That's my feeling. But it's just weird. You know, we just have to remember not to be afraid and to put out love and to put out thoughts are things and thoughts are prayers. And with our every thought, don't visualize losing, visualize winning, visualize people going out and just marching over the whole United States, just like millions of ants. Like I got that from Linda. Like millions of ants going in to vote. And that was, I already heard about the rejections coming back in Texas on some of the people that signed up to vote, too. That wasn't good. Half of them that sent in for to get on the rolls for mail-in balloting got rejected. Got rejected, not rejected. It made up a new word there. But that's what's going on there. And then they are deplorable. I will say that for you. That's about the nicest thing I can think of to call all these people. But my guides were talking to me about that too. You know, I spent a lot of years studying the Casey readings, the Edgar Casey readings. I absolutely were, and still am, infatuated by him. And he talked so much about Atlantis. You know, he even described that it took over, I think he's between 14 and 17 years for it to sink completely because they kept having eruptions and stuff. And also that the part of the power mess up wasn't as much earthquakes as it was the misuse of power. And of course, they used crystals for power. And they also had some of the technology that we're going to find out from our space friends when they get down here. Well, they're already here, but when they start talking to us, that they used like reverse propulsion. It's like a negative, like two magnets. When you put them toward each other the wrong way, that they'll scoot away. That's how they go, you know, so fast. But anyway, I got off in there, really got off there. But one thing about Casey, when they used to ask him questions about Atlantis and about the people that were in Atlantis and about them reincarnating and stuff, is he said some things that were almost kind of scary. He said he never said anything bad about anybody when he was in the trance state. Uh, but he said that they weren't interested in reincarnating because we had gone back so far in technology that they didn't want to be bored down here. They were only interested in technical things. That when we got more technical, then they would be coming in the droves. And that they were starting already because we were going to get there. And when I was in my 20s, when I first started studying the Casey readings, that was way before computers and everything. I thought, well, I wonder how technical we're going to get. Well, they're being attracted now, and I'm sure that probably half the people, at least in the Republican side of the Senate, are probably reincarnated Atlanteans. I'd be willing to bet you. Because he also talked about things, not bad things, but they didn't even think the same way as we did. That their mindset was a lot different and hopefully, you'd think somebody would change from the other side watching what's going on. Maybe they thought they'd come back and do it better and came back and didn't do it as good. Who knows? But anyway, that's food for thought. For me, anyway. If you're not familiar with the Casey readings, then you might not know where I'm coming from there. But the people, there was the two different huge civilizations, and one was Lemuria and one was Atlantis. And some of the people that you read, the scholars from way back, like thousand-year-old books and stuff that you can get, they still have, talk about it like they were two not here at the same time, but a lot of them talk about them at the same time. And there was air travel, but it was more like a blimp, but it wasn't done with gas. It was done with a reverse propulsion, anyway, where it's like it was magnetic, but that you could overcome gravity with it. Anyway, it was pretty interesting when you read the readings. So that, like I say, that's something to just trying to figure out what to talk about here. I know I have all kinds of faith. We all got to have faith. We got to just visualize all these people. That I thought that's what I'm going to name my talk tonight, or my card reading is: you get an indictment, you get an indictment, you get an indictment, like Oprah always does. Look under your chair. Anyway, I wrote down some other stuff too, but there were just some things I wanted to. But we do need to remember that, according to the Course in Miracles, even, all there is love and fear. And we don't want to fear, so we have to put out love. And we always fear what we don't understand. And we fear change. People fear change. And you can't go forward in this world without being changed. There's always change coming. So we just have to not be so afraid of it, I guess, and just dive right into it and just visualize everything turning out beautiful, because it's time for things to change. It may take 20, 40 years, but it's going to change, and it's going to change for the better. And another thing I wanted to hit on that's always aggravates me when you watch the news, they're always talking about, well, Larry Summers says this or Larry Summers says that, and they're talking about the economy and stuff. And I don't think Larry Summers knows shit about much. He's the one that took Hillary all the way through and lost her the election. Uh, there is people like Robert Rush who really knows how the markets work. The Clintons may not have did too much that they should have. Of course, I was always a big fan of theirs at the time, but they did a lot of things they shouldn't have done too. But he was in charge, their economics advisor or whatever, and he really was and still is a smart man. I love to listen to him when he's talking about stuff. So they're going to have people come on and talk about the devaluation of the dollar and stuff like that. They need to talk to somebody that knows what's causing it instead of somebody that's going to give you a bunch of bullshit. So I would love to see them start talking to Robert Rush about that. And Larry Summers kind of makes me want to. Anyway, he's full of it. Um, I don't know when I wrote this. I'm reading something I wrote a couple of weeks ago. Oh, Mitch McConnell said that Larry Summers is the last honest Democrat in town. That's bullshit. I wonder when he said that. I wonder if he said it recently or last week or 2 years ago. But that's hilarious. So anyway, he ran the Hillary Clinton's campaign right into the freaking ground. So let's let that go. And then we can look on the other side. I'm not sure that she even lost that election. Truth be known. And maybe we'll know it someday. And another thing I wanted to mention is I keep having visions of earthquakes. And I know that was another thing that Casey Readings talked about in these days right here about this time schedule, that every volcano on the Ring of Fire would go off. They would just make a circle and go off. And it's interesting that one that caused that little tsunami on the west coast here was part of that, part of the volcanoes from that group. And I'm not sure where they run. They run in a circle. I know some of them hit Hawaii, and then I don't know. I even heard they go by Italy. So that's a long ways from here. That's on the other side. I don't know. I don't think it's the ones on that side. It might be. I'd have to look at a map. I'd have to look at a globe, try to figure it out, and see them marked on it. And then I'd have to look at it. that Another thing I think Biden needs to do is get rid of about half of his cabinet. Half of his cabinet are the same one Obama had that didn't get shit done half the time. And I liked Obama. I was crazy about him, but when I look back, he didn't do that much. He didn't want to rock any boats, and he didn't want to change anything. So he pretty much just picked up the Bush administration and got rid of a few of the atrocities they were doing and kept everything else the same. So we all thought he was going to be changed, and whoop-de-doo. Well, anything after Trump would be changed, but not enough if you win power and don't take power, it's not change. And that's what's going on here. And another thing I didn't realize how student loans worked. I thought you got a student loan, you had interest on it, and you just paid it. But the longer you keep it, the higher the interest gets, I get. Some people owe much, even after making all their payments, owe more in 10 years than they did when they started out because they didn't pay them off quick enough or something. And that would be another way that Joe Biden would become a frickin' hero overnight. And he can do that with a pen. They always say the pen is mightier than the word. And since he's the president, he could do an executive order that just got rid of student loan debt. And if he goes clear to the election and doesn't do that, that's really dumb. Sorry about that, people that love him. But that would make him a hero overnight with about 40 or 50% of everybody under 50. So that's one power he's got. He may be saving it. Although the way the Democrats are, I doubt very much if they're going to do anything but mumble and fumble around and worry about indicting anybody from the Congress or the House or anything like that, because if they do them, gee whiz, they might turn around and indict them, and they all got skeletons in their closet unless they just got there. I think that's why Liz Cheney is beating the bush to go after these guys, because she hasn't been in Congress long enough to be in all the trouble and all the dirty deeds that the rest of them are. But they're all so worried that if they go after them, that if they get in, they're going to go after them. And so therefore, I think that's why they all got the brakes on. Every time I think of them, I just see their heels dug in. And they're not, this is even the ones on the committee, half of them, they're just not wanting, they're not wanting to go there. And so I'm betting on, what's his name? I've been putting him down ever since Obama chose him to try to put him in the Supreme Court. I was having a fit saying that he don't belong there. Well, maybe my guides are even screaming at me then he didn't belong there because he belongs here. So maybe he's exactly where he should be. So we need to start picturing him being, Merrick Garland as being exactly where he should be, and that he's actually working on more than they know. I guess the Washington Post or something came out with, if they hadn't heard about him investigating anybody else that wasn't going on, but I don't think they'd heard about him investigating the guys he just all went and indicted. So we might be in for a lot of surprises there. So I don't keep boring everybody to death. Let's I got stuff here on tax hikes. I got all kinds of notes. I've been taking notes forever. I didn't realize how many notes I'd taken until I started to do this video. So let's see if these guys are going to get indicted or not. What their life's looking like. I know I just did a deal on these. Every time I do a reading, it seems like it's on the same bunch of deplorable people. And aren't I getting nice calling them deplorable? Could be a lot worse. I hope I'm not so close to this camera that I can't even put this out. This looks like it's right up in my face. So let's see. Let's do I still want to go back to Jeffrey Clark again. I think he's the kingpin. I think if they go pick him up and literally put his ass in jail, that everything would change. I don't know what's going on with him. He sure got sick at a convenient time. If he's still sick, we don't hear no more about that, do we? That was just an excuse, so they didn't have to push it. Well, he's not in Congress, so why can't they indict him? Why can't they go get him? Anyway, let's just see what's going to happen to him. What's in store for Jeffrey Clark? We're going to have to ask the angels from the throne of God to come in to this card reading, give us knowledge, open up channels. please reveal something that's hopeful and helpful at this time. Because we'd all really like to see it. So let's access some records here. Come on. Jeffrey Clark, what's going to go on with you? Jeffrey Clark, what's going on with you? I'm still trying to figure out how to line these mirrors up. I think I put the light on the wrong side. It's shining right in my eyes from that other side. I think I'm going to go move it. Hang on for just a minute. I'm going to move the light. So what's going on? I think that way I can turn this light up on this side a little higher. There we go. So, Jeffrey Clark, what's going on with you? Feels better now. It feels like I'm being balanced out with the light here. I know some people don't let things like that bother them, but sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but when I walk into a restaurant or someplace like that, some places I don't want to sit. It's like I'd rather faint almost than sit down there, and I'm not a fainter. But other places just feel so comfortable, and it can be in the same room. And that's probably true of everybody, but it's really weird. Jeffrey Clark, what's going on with you, Jeffrey Clark? What's going on in your life next? I know every time I've read cards on you before, they've been horrible. Let's see if they're better. Let's see what's going on. He was the one that was supposed to be behind all these fake voter deals I was talking about a few minutes ago. I can't think of what they're called now. Electors. So what's going on with him? Well, I cut the cards right there. It could have been because that was up instead of down. I seen it earlier, and I thought, well, don't even flip it over. Just see. Whatever's going on with him, there's going to be a lot of light shined on his life. I think this is going to be what's going on with him. I'm going to put that at the top for a clarifier for this. Well, he thinks he's doing a good job of getting out of here. He's feeling really powerful because of all the money and powerful people he's got behind him. Even though he's sick. He's not sick. Something's coming really fast, or he's going somewhere really fast. I guess if they come grab you by the nape of the neck and stick you in jail, you're going pretty fast. Could be, huh? Could be. The foundation, I can hear my stomach growling because I haven't ate today. The foundation of this reading is the Hermit. So somebody's really checking his background. Somebody's really going over him with a fine-tooth comb. They're getting the nits out of his crotch hair. And he's probably got, be nice, Lynn. I'm going to be nice. So they're really looking close and really digging deep on him. And I do think it's Garland, because I think it's from the Biden administration, the ones that are doing the deep digging. And when they dig deep, this is what's going to happen. This is right under the sun that I put at the top. This is not good. They're going to shine a light on all this crap, and that's going to be like 1,000 swords in his back. It's something to do with where the money came from. That's the last thing they're tying up, but it looks like this is coming out right away because this is in the very near future, immediate future. He didn't end up getting much money for all the bullshit he got himself into. He got paid off for it, but he didn't get a whole lot of money for it. And the energy around this is the truth's coming out. The truth is coming out of where the money came from and what he was really up to. I have the strangest feeling. I feel like I'm being told, especially after what Rachel came out with tonight, that most of these people that signed those electors' papers that were false think that they're going to sleep good tonight because they think, oh, we got out of this. But I don't think they did. I don't think they did. Because this goes all the way to the top, and I think they're going to follow it all the way to the top. And that was Jeffrey Clark's stuff, from what I understand, part of that stuff. He's already figuring out everything that's going to come out of his mouth if he does have to testify. He's played it over in his mind over and over again, taking the high ground, trying to keep his mouth shut, whatever. But that's what's going on. That's his biggest fear. And we got a chariot card. I don't think he's going to be able to leave the country, so something's coming forward quickly about this. I'm going to draw one more card on this. Whoa. We got the Eight of Wands. There's a bunch of stuff coming forward quickly. There's about 8 people that are going to get indicted right away. 8 people. And he is one of them. Him and his little playmates. And they can't all take the 5th. They can try, but they won't hold. They're not going to hold out that good. They're not all going to take the 5th. They're going to get this. So that's what's going on there. I think that's funny. Anyway, he thinks he can baffle him with bullshit. This is coming forward faster than he thought. They're through digging deep. It is coming from Merrick Garland. Instead of the house, what's coming after him, mainly, before this is through, he's going to feel like he went through a battering ram when it hits him. It's going to be something to do with the money trail, because that's what's been holding him up, but it's releasing. This money trail's getting ready to release. This real slow process is getting ready to come out. He's already thinking he didn't get paid enough for the trouble he got into and the small amount of time he thought he was in charge of something. The truth is definitely coming out, and no matter how high he goes, it ain't going to be high enough to keep his ass from going down the river. And it looks like there's going to be about 7 more people with him. I think there's going to be 8 more indictments really quick coming out of all of his little friends and boat stealers. And like I said, they all can't take the 5th. They might all end up in jail before it's through. That would be nice. Seems like I just read on him all the time. There's something about him, and then that post office guy. I wish we were all hoping that he'd be gone by now. We should be hearing something about him this month. You know how some people just kind of stick in your craw or get under your skin, and I shouldn't be that way. I should be past that. I should be a nicer person. I've been trying to be a nicer person for a lot of years. This last few years, if you're really into politics, has been very trying to be a nicer person. The Bush administration was hard. I used to get really angry about that, but I had no idea. That was like kindergarten compared to what's been going on since. Anyway, so what have we got who's the next person? We're going to see if there's one that you got an indictment. You got an indictment. Let's try Mike Pompeo. My guide's been talking to me about Mike Pompeo all day. I'm not sure what he's up to, but they've been talking to me about him. So let's see what Mike Pompeo's doing. What are you up to? A little slippery slime. Bouncing ball. I'm going to be nice. I kept telling myself I'm going to be nice. So what are you up to? What are you up to? I know you made a bunch of deals. Bunch of money deals in the Mideast of all the different things you're going to do when you guys get back in power. Got the Saudis backing you. Probably half of all the other dictators in the world. And you're right in the middle of it. So Mike Pompeo, what's going on with you? Mike Pompeo, what's going on with you? Kind of feels good to be out of that corner. I had to move a lot of stuff, so I don't think I'll be sitting here too often, but it feels good. It feels light and airy or something. It feels like I'm getting a better connect in here. So, what's going on with you, Mike Pompeo? Wow. I know you've lost a lot of weight, but I don't think that's what that Three of Swords is about. That's a signifier. It's not good, is it? You're worried about going to jail too. Boy, you're really worried about going to jail. What's going on there? What's going on there? Well, let's see. Well, we know that you were close to Trump. That's the foundation. The past influence on the present, the Republican Party, where it's gone to total hell. He's thinking about what he's going to say too, if he gets called in, or what he's not going to say. Either way, he's thinking about it. It's not like it's not on his mind constantly. He's rehearsing it over and over again in his head. Well, we know he doesn't have a get out of jail free card, and we know he's nobody's hero. So why is the hero card in the immediate future? Maybe this is the law coming to get him. Maybe this is sometimes they call this the Christmas card because of the wreath, and sometimes that's just like the army. So maybe this is the bigwigs in the government coming to indict him. He put so much money back. He's got some. That was some of those deals he made with the Saudi. Look at this. It felt good when he was doing it, and he was happy, and he's got it all over. Somebody said that they're going to find this in accounts all over some of this stuff. I keep hearing this, but anyway, let's have faith. Remember, we're not afraid. It's just love, and this would be love for the United States and America and the whole world for them to get these guys and get them out of power. So So, yeah, there is a huge amount of money that went into his pockets and probably Trump's pockets, but mostly his pockets while he was doing that. And the environment around that is judgment. Wow. Great. That's good. Judgment, judgment, judgment. He's really worried if he's going to be able to keep his mouth shut and just take the fifth and not protect himself. He's worried if he's going to have the cojones to do it. But this is the outcome card, the jail card. So he might beat Jeffrey Clark in there. Mike Pompeo might just beat Jeffrey Clark in there. Interesting, interesting. Got a heavy heart because he's worried about going to jail because of getting too close to Trump and all of his crap and the Republican Party and what they're up to. He's wondering if what he's going to say when he has to go in. He's afraid he's going to get knocked off his horse because they might know where the money is. They're going to be asking him questions that they already know the answer to. Judgment's coming down hard on him. He's wondering if he can keep his mouth shut, and even if he has to go to jail. And it looks like, yeah, he's going one way or the other. So these are some good cards for him because he deserves every bit of what these cards are saying. So that's Mike Pompeo. I hope I remember before I quit, the last thing I'm going to do is the voting rights again. I have a feeling if anything goes through, it's going to be stripped, but it might be enough to help. But anyway, we got Jeffrey Clark. Let's go back to little sweet Kevin McCarthy. Not McCarthy. McCarthy. Let's go back to Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy, what are you up to? What are you up to? What are you up to, you little slime ball? I'll be nice. Little rat cheese. I'm seeing a rat carrying cheese around. Is he gonna be the one? He's gonna be the one. So once he's under pressure, is he gonna just bust or what? Why am I seeing him running around like a rat with cheese in his mouth? This is McCarthy. Interesting. So Kevin McCarthy, what are you doing? What's going to happen to you? Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy. Yeah. We know that already happened to him. He got sucked in to the devil's deeds. Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy. Every time I try that, putting them back one way and up the other side, that happens. It looks like there was a bunch of main arcana on top, too. I should have just stopped there. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Where does he think he's going? Well, he's in a hurry to get somewhere. I don't think the midterms are going to save him. I think that election in Florida showed a whole lot. So, Kevin McCarthy, what are you up to? I think you better pull that blindfold down over your mouth because I think you're going to squill. You just really, really, when push comes to shove, you're not as strong as you think you are. He's a real coward, people. He might be the star witness before this is over. He could definitely be the star witness. And that's coming through quicker than we think. There's going to be 8 people indicted. I keep hearing 8. Here's the 7 of Wands. Maybe somebody's going to drop dead first or kill themselves, but they're all thinking about what they're going to say. This is Kevin McCarthy. He's wondering what stories he's going to tell or what stories he's not going to tell. This is from getting too close to the devil. Here we go again. The Lovers. This is what's going on. He hadn't had a good night's sleep in a long time, and it don't look like he's going to get one. He's really sweating this. Either right before I went to sleep last night or right when I woke up this morning, I was thinking that somebody might end up taking their own life over this. I'm not saying it's him, and this is just YouTube just for fun and entertainment. But something new is going to happen. Somebody's going on a new beginning. And that could be that he just changes his mind. If he was the one that was ratting everybody out, that would definitely be a new beginning than all the bullshit he's been putting out. So that's what it could definitely be. It's not any dire card or anything. It's just... I just happened to think that had been dreaming about that. That everybody'd be lucky if everybody got through this without somebody taking a quick way out. They're really worried. They're really worried about being called in to testify. Look at this. This is testifying in front of that committee. And in their own head, they all think, oh, I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But notice this is over their eyes, not their mouth. So they might just cover up their eyes and pretend it's not them while they're squilling. Because I think McCarthy's going to spill the beans. If he don't, he's going to be in jail. So he's got a choice to go to jail or to get out of there with a little bit of money. If he does talk, everybody's going to be jumping the fence. So this is Kevin McCarthy. This is something coming in really quick. This is him worried about being in jail. This is about him being the star witness. And this is coming forward fastly. He's thinking that he's already thinking about all the things he's going to say if he decides to talk, to get him out of this without really saying anything. He realizes that he should have never got that close to Trump. He hasn't had a good night's sleep in months. He's thinking about going a new direction. He's terrified about the January 6th committee. Keeps telling himself he's not going to talk. And maybe he doesn't, because here's the jail. And here's his other option to get out of there with a little bit of money, which is going to have everybody chasing him out of town before he's through. If he's not in jail, he'll get chased out of town. So It doesn't look good. That, I think he was the one that had the Three of Swords, didn't he? That start with the Three of Swords? No, I know that started with the Knight trying to run away. So, yeah, he's still gonna thinks he maybe can fight it in some way. Thinks maybe it'll just keep getting stretched out, and then we'll have the midterms, and then they'll have their power back. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to get their power back. I joined the other side. I'm convinced they're not going to win the midterms, and I'm convinced they're not going to win the next election, no matter what's going on. And it's not because the Democrats are doing such a great job. It's because people are terrified about what will happen if the Republicans get back in there. Who else is on here? Now, let me mark that down. He was 4. I'm going to do General Flynn. I'd like to see his brother go down with him, but I don't know about that. Let's do General Flynn. I found the neatest drink. It's that premium protein. I love that stuff. I get it at Costco. I live on it almost. But this is it. It's some of the vanilla in with the it's an electrolyte I get from Germany. But anyway, this one is pomegranate, I think. But anyway, it is so good. It just makes it creamy. Really tasty. So let's see what's going on. And I even hate it. Even makes me feel like I need to wash my hands to read cards on Flynn. I don't know why he would be nastier than any of the rest of them, but it's like touching something toxic almost. So Mike Flynn, what's going on with you right now? What's going on in your little world, Mike Flynn? Are you one of these guys in this 8 that's going to get pulled in? Wouldn't that be nice? I think we've all waited so long that if they do finally start bringing some justice to the surface, people are going to be walking around in shock. They need to get rid of all these corporate news programs. We got Fox just slinging total BS. We got the other 2 slinging half the BS they want the people to think. And every once in a while, truth comes through. And it's not even that they're telling the wrong story so much on MSNBC and on CNN. It's just that they've got the same old pundits, just the same old bullshit. And people believe that. And the people doing the news believe it. I wonder what they would... Whatever. I'd love to see them get some people on there that really knew what was going on, that would come in and tell the truth. Things that are obvious. Anyway, let's like the way his energy makes me feel. Mike Flynn, Mike Flynn, Mike Flynn. I think I got one card upside down. I keep seeing it every once in a while when I shuffle. Mike Flynn, Mike Flynn, Mike Flynn, Mike Flynn, Mike Flynn, Mike Flynn. Oh, well, he's feeling pretty strong. Or he thinks he's in a strong place. He really thinks that he's protected. Maybe he thinks he's got an in with the military. And maybe he does have an in with the military. He definitely had one when all this crap was going on at the Capitol on last January, for the January 6th. This is the law really going over him, too, getting the nits out of his hair. He don't have much. They're digging, 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 digging. I can see his flesh almost bleeding because they're digging so deep in his history. So he may not be as protected as he thinks he is. This is the foundation. No, he's not as protected as he thinks he is. They'll try to make him an offer to get him to talk when he finds out how much trouble he's in. Right now, he thinks he's still got it made. He doesn't know about this, what's going on. Doesn't know what's getting ready to happen. Boy, there's a whole lot of money somewhere. Maybe him and Pompeo's got their money stashed together. Look at this. This is in the near future. They're following the money. He's thought of a couple of different things he could say that would make him kind of look like he was on higher ground. Of course, he can lie at the drop of a hat, just like Trump. So this is what's going on inside of him. He's trying to figure out how he's going to get out of this. But the energy around this, he's not getting out of it. Look at this. He's not getting out of it. Somebody's got a story to tell about him. We got Michael here with his sword, but we also got a spy in the camp. So somebody knows a lot of stuff on him that's gonna be coming out. And this is on Michael Flynn. And it's almost going to make him physically ill when this stuff comes out. It must be, I feel like it might be traitorous. And like I say, this is YouTube for fun and entertainment only. But I'm going to draw one more. It's going to knock him off his high horse. It's going to knock him off his general's horse. It's going to lose his commission. And this is the Queen of Swords. So this might be Liz Cheney. She's been presenting as a Queen of Swords. She hadn't come up tonight in these cards yet, but maybe this on him isn't even coming from Garland. Maybe it's coming from Liz Cheney. Anyway, this is Mike Flynn. He's feeling safe, but they're doing a deep dive. It's going to put the swords in his back. They're going to make him an offer to put the squeal on what was going on with the Republican Party and the money. He's going to take the high ground, which could make him in jail. Because they got the goods on him already. And that's going to make him almost sick at his stomach. And he's not going to be able to get out of it. He's not going to be able to get out of it. The government's got the goods on him. So that's what's going on with him. And I haven't read on Roger Stone for a while. This is going to go on forever and ever, but maybe after I edit it, it won't be that long. It's already been an hour. I can edit a bunch of it out because I was walking around here moving the table the first 20 minutes. So, Roger Stone, are they going to indict you? Yes or no? Are they going to indict you? Roger Stone. Are they going to indict you? Are they going to indict you, Roger Stone? Roger Stone, Roger Stone, Roger Stone, Roger Stone. Are they going to indict you, Roger Stone? Are they going to indict you, Roger Stone? That's a yes. Maybe we should just stop right there. Let's see what he's up to. He's got so much shit. So much shit. They said he's been an informer for years. He figures he's got enough stuff on other countries or something to tell him to get him out of almost anything. He thinks he can get out of it. He's going to make a lot of people happy if they get him, because everybody knows that he belongs in jail. Trump let him out after he was already convicted. They're working hard. They're working hard getting the stuff on him to put him back in jail. Somebody's doing a lot of hard work. They brought in some people that really know what they're doing. Good prosecutors. Wonder if this... They might be coming after him from 2 or 3 different things. I keep hearing, I don't know what he's got to do with the state of New York, but I think he might be in there somewhere. They're definitely taking a deep look. See, they're working hard, taking a deep look. He better call in his better angels. He's also got somebody that's telling somebody everything he's doing or been up to. Somebody's going to end up telling on him. I don't know why, but somebody's going to tell on him. One of these 8 people. That's the energy around it. Somebody's going to tell on him to get their self out. Who was it that I kept seeing carrying the cheese? That was McCarthy, but I don't think he'd know anything about I know who I'm talking about. I just can't think of his name right now. About Roger Stone. So, but somebody knows something, and they're going to be talking. This is way high in the government. He thinks that's what he's going to get out of there with, because he's done work. Like I said, he's just an informer for different countries all over and different people. But it doesn't look like he gets out. He might lose his health before this all gets settled. And it is the end of something and the beginning of something else. So his whole life's going to change. Yep, Roger Stone's whole life's going to change. Let's draw some really quick ones. I had some other people. I had Paul Gossert and Scott Perry here, but let's just forget them and do time is going and going. Let's quit that and let's do I know I read on this all the time, but let's see what it looks like for that for voter rights. I'm not going to ask them if they're going to change the filibuster. They're going to have to change the filibuster to get anything through a little bit, or rearrange it or whatever, and I don't want to confuse the cards. Let's just see if anything is anything helpful for voting rights coming through. That's the best way to ask this. Is anything coming through legislation? From the Capitol, in the Senate and House, on voting rights? Is anything good coming through? Is anything good coming through? I know I should have said it on the first. I might turn this off and turn it back on and do another one real quick. I'll just talk about if anybody wants a card reading. It's Lynn Tarot Readings at gmail.com. Put your phone number in there and I'll get right back with you. Lynn Tarot Readings at gmail.com. Lynn Tarot. I wish I could roll that. I always try to roll it and I just can't do it. I'd have never been an actress. Not in 100,000 years. Besides that, I don't have a poker face. So, is anything going to get passed to help? Is it going to open this up and make it fairer? This is before the elections, but don't. It's got to come before then. I'm afraid to grab them. Let me do this one more time. Sorry about that. I hope everybody out there is doing good. I've had some beautiful people getting a hold of me, texting me that I've read cards for, wanting me to come on. I didn't know what to talk about. There's so much going on. They said just do it. So thank you for giving me that little push over the hump. So let's see. Voter rights. Anyway, that's just mine. Okay, I'm going to draw one card. Are they going to pass it? Stop. Yeah. Told you they were going to pass it. So the cards say they're going to pass it. So I'm going to leave it there. I don't know how they're going to do it. But it says yes. So anyway, I love you all. And if you want a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Put your phone number in there and I'll get back with you. So I want to thank you all for watching. If you're still here, I can't believe you'd still be here. But anyway, thank you so much. And take care of yourself. Remember to walk every day. Walking helps, especially if you're older. Walking, exercise of any kind helps take the stress off. In fact, I've been for one walk today, and I'm going to go for another walk while I'm transferring this over. So anyway, I just want to thank y'all, and thank you so much, and bless y'all, and namaste. Have a good evening. Bye bye now.